and welcome back to Nekojishi. In the last episode, upon discussing what to do in the weekends, Liao was informed that while the sakura blossoms wasn't anywhere close by, another type of flowers were close to being in bloom. And so he traveled to a metro station in order to get to where these flowers are blooming. Let's continue. Oh, it's so cold. Yeah, the air up here is super refreshing. Are you even capable of feeling cold, senpai? It's already April. Who needs a jacket this time of year? This high up, of course you need a jacket. Aw, Liao can handle a cool breeze. But you have fur. That's hardly fair. Well, not really. Tiger and leopard are spirits, so it's not like they can feel cold. Enough, you two. Kitten, don't encourage Liao to catch a cold. Oh, this old man's always telling you to put on more clothes. It's such a pain to have a bunch of clothes on just to take them off again. Oh, more of a pain than getting sick? Leopard comes over to me. Before I work out what he's doing, he presses his paws against my ears, sending his warmth right through me. He really cuts through the cold. Oh, thank you. Oh, I want to try. Senpai runs over and gives me a big hug. Kitten. Oh. I was expecting Tiger to come over and pull Senpai off me. Instead, he pulls all of us, including Senpai and Leopard, into his arms with one big hug. Well, okay, I think that's enough. Being hugged by the three of them is really heartwarming, but I'm kind of anxious over someone seeing us. Well, me and Senpai, that is. It's weird for two guys to be hugging like this out in the open. Hey, okay. I did think to try and push them off me, but I knew I wouldn't have been able to, so I just stand there, enjoying their warm care and affection. They let go of me, eventually. Worried about anyone seeing us, I rushed them to move on. You should see my face right there. I was like totally, oh shit, it's going down! That was my first thought. My second thought was, crap, another character. He looks scheming. Okay, I think I got a voice right. So that's them, huh? Didn't expect the rumors to be right. Oh, this is gonna be hilarious. Well, at least he was alone. Whew. I had thought there was a whole gang and I'd be like, nah. We follow Senpai to a small path going up the mountain. While this mountain has been built for tourism, the hiking trails wind all over the place. Without Senpai, we'd probably have gotten lost by now. Let me see. Okay, according to the map, this spot over here should be the best place to see the flowers. This way. Hey, Senpai, what do tongue flowers even look like? Oh, they are white, and when they fall to the ground, it looks like snow. I'm surprised we haven't run into a few yet. They should be right around. We walk down the path, enjoying the fresh mountain air, but still not seeing any flowers other than a few bushes growing alongside the hiking trails. Maybe if we go further in. We go further along the trail until we came across a series of stone steps. Imagine how many stones they have to bring out here to make all these steps. The neatly placed stone walkways make hiking up the mountain feel like a leisurely walk through the park. A little further on, and the walkways cease to be paved stone, becoming dirt paths, stamped out by visitors over decades of use. Thankfully, the weather has been nice the last few days, so it wasn't muddy. How weird. All this way in and still no flowers. You think we went the wrong way? Maybe. Maybe what? Senpai didn't answer, and just kept walking quickly ahead. The map held tightly in his hand. There was nothing I could do but follow. It should be around here. We arrived at a place that looked like an abandoned farm, with a small hut on the far side. Oh, this is a trap if I ever saw one. Next to the empty field stood a grand tree, its shade reaching out over the ground below with a large boulder laid beneath it. It seemed like the perfect place to sit and have a rest. Well, this must be the spot, but I guess the tree hasn't started blooming yet. Bummer. So, this is a Tung tree? Yeah, a really big one too. But I guess we're here early. Only the flowers should be blooming right about this time of year.
That would probably be because we are in the north.
What difference does that make?
Taipei is further north than Miaoli, so perhaps the flower season begins later.
But that can't be right. I just wanted to bring Liao up here to see the flower blossoms together. Senpai, I still think this place is really nice. Isn't it the perfect time to have a picnic anyway? It's a shame that we didn't see the blossoms, but I didn't know what to expect anyway, so it's not like I missed out on anything. Maybe there's still another way. Senpai runs over to the tree, holding his paw against the trunk. Maybe if I do this... Liao, wait for just a second. I'm gonna try something pretty hard. Whoa, really? Whoa! That was pretty bright in my face. Perhaps because I have the rest of the lights in my apartment more or less dimmed. So that... Wow, okay. That totally threw me off. Senpai stands before the tree, puts his paws to his chest, and performs some kind of ritualistic hand sign. A green aura slowly starts to emanate from within him. Tiger and Leopard seem kind of nervous. What's going on? The green aura quickly surrounds the tree, slowly seeping into it. As this happens, the tree begins to shake irrespective of the breeze. Some of the flower buds begin to open up at the top of the tree. Suddenly, as if a wave of energy had shut down the tree, all the flowers blossom at once. A sea of white petals cover the branches of the grand Tung tree before me. Some of them even begin to fall to the lone boulder below. It's kind of breathtaking.
Not bad.
Pretty. I go over to pick up one of the Tung petals. It's pure white, not a blemish to be seen. The flowers even had pollen inside them. If I didn't know any better, I would have thought the petal had blossomed normally just like any other. Senpai, that was awesome. Amazing, wasn't it? It may only be one tree, but now you get to see the Tung blossoms, Liao. But Senpai, I thought you didn't have any god powers. How did you manage something like that? Oh, I've had that power ever since I became a Yao Guai. You don't learn tricks like that from a local god of soil, after all. Oh. Well, now that I've prepared such a wonderful scenery, let's hurry up and dig into our picnic. Senpai swiftly takes the blankets from his backpack and spreads it down between the falling Tung petals. If hikes means picnics, then picnics mean I needed to pack heaps of sweets to give us energy to make it back home. So what do you have in store for us, Liao? Sweets? We aren't kids, you know, Mr. Big College Senpai. Well, I say cherish your youth. Senpai drops his backpack down and takes out some cookies, crackers, and an assortment of pastries. I mean, you could eat all that in one go, but it's hardly a proper meal. So, what delectable treats did Liao bring? I open my backpack and silently take out that bento box I prepared earlier this morning. I made it while Senpai was still sleeping. I never cooked, so I just used some recipe I found on the internet. It probably didn't turn out any good. Not to mention those mistakes I made while putting it together. Thankfully, Tiger was there to help me fix them. I tried my best to cook a variety of vegetables and meat. At the very least, it should be good for me. Oh, he even looks shocked. What? Almost like your wife cooking the husband a delicious meal. Oh, I love seeing Senpai blush. Hey, no way. I was just thinking that I should try making a bento for a picnic. Whoa, Liao, I never thought you would do that for me.
Enough, kitten.
Look at him shake.
Liao never said he made it for you.
Ooh, Tiger's grumpy. Then who else would he make it for? It's not like you need to eat.
After offering it, Liao could certainly eat all for us.
Wow, that would be such a waste.
I don't see how.
Liao, you made the bento for me, didn't you?
I taught Liao how to make it. If anything, it should be an offering to me.
Liao's bento. I want. Wait! It's only a bento. I quickly hide the bento behind my back to keep it away from any funny ideas they might have. That's too late, Liao, and you know that. Hey, no need to bicker over it. I made this for my lunch today. Why would you think I made it for you?
But Yao, wouldn't it make sense to offer it to us before you eat it? There's no downside to you at all.
That's true. It'd be kind of mean to let you guys not have it for no reason. Wait! If you did that, everyone will get to eat the bento but me! That's not fair! You don't need. Kulao? You too? I just wanted to taste some of Liao's home cooking. Is that too much to ask? Senpai looks at me with unconvincing, sad puppy eyes, while Tiger and Leopard slowly close in on me. What should I do? Oh, there isn't an option to give it to none of them. Let's see, I think what we were doing is that we were actually circling around stuff. And I think I have made 3 circles, starting with Cloud and Leopard, and since they are 3 persons, it would be back to the start. So, Cloud and Leopard it is. I'm probably going about this all wrong. But, hey, it's my first time playing through it, and I'm playing through it blind. So, yeah, that's how it is. Sorry about that. Hey, okay now. You 3 just need to stop fighting over this. I made this, and it's my choice to give it to one of you. Got it? Of course. I guess I'll offer it to Leopard. What are you doing? Huh? What's got Leopard so tense? I watch him and trying to scrutinize what's going on. I think he's looking behind me. Quickly, I turn my head to see what's up. Whoa, whoa! Whoa! Well, that was definitely the wrong voice I gave to this guy, but I am sticking with it now that I've selected a voice. Ah, that meat is way too salty, don't you think? Who are you? Like, kiddo, is this the first thing you ever cooked? You really need to keep working on it. I know that. Why do you think I was going to eat it by myself? Oh, to me it looked like you were about to offer it to someone. This, their gift of a nice, warm, homemade bento is a great way to express your affection to someone. It's not like that. Don't jump to conclusions. Aren't these 3 your suitors? Or are they mistaken? You're mistaken. Also, who are you? Don't you know not to go around and steal other people's food? I figured the 3 of them would just start fighting over it, so I came over and ate it instead. To help you, of course. That's still stealing. You should at least ask me first.
Correct. Usually I would be courteous toward a god of soil such as yourself, but it appears you do not care for such manners.
It's easy to just ask. How dare you be so... Huh? God of soil?
Yes, something wrong?
This guy looks like a dragon from far away, but he's definitely got the chi of a god of soil. Can't say I've seen any gods like you around here before.
Strange man.
Everyone's like that. I'm really special, huh? Anyway, guys, I'm Ragu Laurent, Grand Tree Lord. You can call me Ragu. What? Grand Tree Lord?
In other words, he's a god that resides within a tree. Such ancient trees can become a local god of soil when worshipped by local people.
Oh, I see. So he's a tree spirit that looks like a dragon. Okay. What kind of tree looks like that? Not to mention those clothes. Everything about this guy is just weird. Where did he even come from? Where do I even begin you? How dare you steal away the pencil you made for me after you gobbled it all over it? There's no way anyone else would want any.
No one said it was yours, kitten.
No one said it was yours either, old man.
You just want to call me an old man, don't you?
Hey, hold up. We're getting way off topic again. More importantly, this guy's a god of soil. If he's a god of soil for real, then I should probably show more respect. Not that the way he's treated me has been respectful at all. But how could a god of soil look like that? I've absolutely never learned about any gods that look like that.
Gods of soils can come in many forms, Liao.
He may be an odd one, but with chi like that, he's for real. You've got to be the weirdest god I've ever seen. It's true! Even I think I look unique. Well, at least he's proud of himself, but that doesn't really answer why he's dressed like that. Yao, I think, want to know why different. I guess I've always been like this. I used to be an old tree, then I became a grand tree lord, and then... Oh right, these clothes, try and guess what these are. How are we supposed to know where his weird clothes came from? Ah, you're not even gonna try and humor me? Well, might as well tell you. It's a landslide safety net. Oh, you mean those along the edges of cliffs to prevent rocks from falling? Exactly. Some rocks fell down and dragged this net around me, so all my worshippers started seeing me like this. Alright, I guess that makes sense, but why would a grand tree lord look like a dragon? Well, of course, my tree trunk looks like a dragon after all. Really? A dragon? Right, so some time ago I got struck by lightning. Since then, people began to think I look like a dragon. At first I didn't see it, but one day an artist came to paint me into that canvas. That person painted me as if I were a dragon sleeping within the dark clouds of a thunderstorm. I'm still not sure if I like it, but it was certainly the paintwork of a master artisan. I wasn't wearing any clothes in the painting, but I wouldn't go gallivanting around naked now, would I? So instead you're gallivanting around in a net. Exactly! How very smart of you! I'm a college student, you know. So what about the nickname? I couldn't imagine many Grand Tree Lords who would want to be called Ragu. Hardly a lord. I've been drawn as a dragon, but people see me wearing this. I don't really suit the formalities, so Ragu it is. Well then, what are you doing here, Mr. Ragu?
Liao, don't be rude.
Alright, sorry. But...
Yep.
Why did you choose to grace us with your presence? There's no need to be so serious about it, kid. I just like talking with my worshippers. And be as non-godly as possible while doing so. That's not to mean people shouldn't respect their gods, of course. I don't like all that formal talk. It just gets in the way of what really matters. This guy really is a unique god, that's for sure. But why did you choose to talk to us? Not to mention steal my bento. I wanted to see you guys. See us? You guys are famous, didn't you know? Huh? Famous? How can that be? A boy who can channel spirits running around with 3 feet like gods? You are what all the Yao Guai are talking about these days. You really didn't know? Not know. Why? No way! I guess I haven't really talked about it to any other Yao Guai since I've been dealing with Yang Suchi's life, though.
I knew this would worry Liao.
Huh? Tiger, you knew about this?
I know that Yao Guai love to gossip, so it's only natural we'd garner some attention.
Well, I heard you're quite the start. I mean, these 3 chase after you, not even making a decision on which one you love. What? That's what they're saying? What do the Yao Guai think they know about this? Yao Guai has to entertain themselves somehow. Most of them just play games and read manga all day these days. One of my worshippers gave me a 3DS, so even I play around with it occasionally. It's pretty fun. What? How? Well, pressing the buttons is no problem for me, but I wouldn't play with any worshippers watching, of course. Wait, that's not important. What other rumors are there about us? Just as I said, you let these 3 dote after you, never giving anything in return. I would say it's been seen as taking advantage of them. It's not like that. They're the ones who came looking for me. Sure, they want me to go off and help them, but there's no way I can make such big promises to them. That's why we're stuck like this. Not to mention all 3 of them are male. Even if the Yao Guai are really being open-minded about it, they surely can expect me to be like that with all 3 of them. Oh? So you see these 3 as dudes? What? How else would I see them? So that's what it is. In your eyes, am I male as well? Yes, a young dragon man. Liao, have you seen many dragons? Never mind. I was thinking of myself as a jolly old lord. Gods don't have genders after all. Worshippers see their gods as whatever gender they imagine them to be. When you see them isn't necessarily how they really are. Basically, you could just be seeing them as the gender you like the most. Huh? What? I thought that I'd been seeing beastmen just because they're animal gods. That's normal, right? I guess different worshippers would perceive God differently according to what they themselves believe. After all, I heard stories about Yuan Yin being male or female,
but I never thought that genders weren't actually a set thing. Well, at least I know Senpai is a...
Liao, I only possessed Yansuji after learning which way you swing. Gay or straight, everybody loves the boy with the baby face, right?
What are you talking about?
However you go about it, from the perspective of the Yaoguai, it does kinda look like you're leading them on. Like, that bento could probably be taken as you wanting them to fight over you.
It's not like what I meant to happen. How could I think you think like that? I'm just a guy, they're gods.
So, you never heard of men who've fallen in love with gods before?
You must have been misinformed.
Well, yeah, we are all living together after all.
You're only making...
Yeah, I was about to say, Senpai, don't make it worse.
I don't see your statements as correct at all. Us gods couldn't possibly have romantic feeling for Liao. All I wish for him is that he ignore the other two and return home after graduation. A relationship is the furthest thing on my mind.
And of course he does not even got the slightest idea of what's going on. The conversation seems to be lost on Leopard, which is probably for the best. Alright, I should stop messing with you. It's fine, I know they don't feel that way. Well, maybe except for the little. Don't call me little! Alright then, Leopard Cat. But with the rumors being what they are, I had to come and see for myself. So, kiddo, do you really have no romantic feelings towards these cats? None at all. Really? At the very least, you're all so close to each other. I'd say whatever happens, you'll still be great companions.
Great companions? Would that really be how it works out? You still don't know everything. You don't even know what they're asking me to do.
Please say, what have they come to request from you?
Tung, a priest and oracle, would have to choose one of those roles and perform it for years for just one of them, perhaps even my whole life. I can't just make a promise like that to all of them.
So then I guess you'll just have to promise that to the one you wish to be together with for life.
Why did you have to put it like that?
Isn't that how it is? Whoever you choose will be your companion for life. As difficult of a decision it is to make, is it a bit respectful to the gods by having them follow you everywhere in anticipation?
I never thought of it like that.
You can't put off this decision forever. I say you should choose the companion you get to go along with best and stay together with them.
It's not like that's an easy thing to choose, not to mention there's other things I want to do in life.
No matter what, the influence of others will always change your path in life. Imagine if you had a relationship with another human. Wouldn't that change your life just the same?
That doesn't make it any easier. Even if I refuse all three, it's none of your business.
After seeing how stressed you are over this, I want to come and help. You deal in gods, so of course it's of interest to all of us.
I want to make my own decision. Please, I don't want you trying to make my own decisions for me.
You're a neat kiddo, and because of that, your affairs matter to us gods.
As annoying as it is, he's not wrong.
Even if a perfect way to settle this doesn't exist, I think you should still decide as soon as possible. Taking up the time of all three of them is just gonna come across as disrespectful.
I don't mind. It's fine as long as Liao goes home after graduation. He won't have time to go be a temple priest or some Aborigines oracle.
Stop being selfish, old man. My temple is in dire strait as it is.
Well, things wouldn't be so bad if you went back to being a Yao Guai.
And what if my Fudugong loses all their spirit power?
That's all that will happen. A god of soil would just lose their power. It's not like they would die. If the local people don't feel the need to worship them, then that's just how it is.
No!
Please, just stop, you two. It's hard enough to decide as it is without you making each other cry. This really is difficult for me.
I know you're under pressure, but putting it off won't help. You won't make any progress like that.
Maybe, unless something else comes up. Liao must quickly come to Wutai. Something bad. What is it? Danger. We must warn them.
Every temple has stories about gods helping their worshippers out of some prophecy of doom.
Sorry, Clyde, but your problem isn't special. Which is exactly why you shouldn't journey off to anyone else's temple. Liao is of the Lin family. You should take care of your own Masu temple and your family needs. Running around and saving the worshippers of every temple is a fool's errand.
You really are selfish.
You're the one being selfish.
What a troublesome situation you've gotten yourself into, kiddo. You guys don't get it. I'm not playing around. I'm stressed every day. I feel like I should remind you that this situation won't resolve itself. You're going to keep stressing yourself out over it until you make a decision. I don't think any of them want you to go through that. I guess so. And the Yao Guai, they're spreading rumors. The faster you get over this, the better. What does that mean? Nothing. Just think who you wish to team up with. No matter what, you'll end up hurting someone. So keep it simple for their sakes. Why do you have to make it sound like I'm breaking up with someone? Am I wrong? After all, their appearances are based on your preferences. Not to mention all the things they can help you with. I did hear from somewhere that these gods fulfill a special interest of yours, don't they, kiddo? How do you know about that? So it's true. I was just guessing. Why? The Yao Guai are gossiping about me like that? About that stuff? Thinking about it is almost too embarrassing to handle. Just don't make it too hard on yourself, kiddo. Think about it simply and make a decision earlier. Think simple. Take my spiritual advice to your heart, kiddo. Ragu pets me on the head. Okay, little guy, take it easy. I'll be around here for the next few days if you need me. See ya! Ragu says goodbye with a hearty smile before starting to fade away, as if he wasn't ever there to begin with. Wait! He was gone. What kind of god brings up a topic like that and then just leaves? What a weird god.
I would never have foreseen that he would bring that up. I would have told him not to tell you if I had the chance.
Why?
I'd have figured it would make you uncomfortable, and I was most likely correct. You should just ignore the Yao Guai gossip until it fades away. There's no harm to come from it.
Though Ragu was kind of right, Liao. You shouldn't just keep waiting until something bad happens. So let's set off for Miuri as soon as possible. Senpai, please. But we get along so well. It'd be nice just to be with Liao forever. I don't know. Please don't say things like that. Leopard raises a paw and gently taps Senpai on the head. Senpai plays along, acting stunned as if he just smacked him. Finally able to collect my thoughts, I look back towards picnic and bento laid out before us. Now that Ragu has taken a bite out of the chi, would any of them even want to eat it? It might be that this choice didn't even matter at all. I've never seen any of them go even near anything touched by one of the others. Last time I asked Senpai about it, he just said practically like being able to smell someone else's drool while you're eating it. But it was only one bite, so maybe the rest of it is still fine? So, what do we do about the bento? All three of them remained silent. None of them wanted the bento anymore. That was kind of a weird mood, but I should still eat my lunch. I did make it for myself, after all. I picked up my chopsticks and looked down at the bento. All pieces of the roasted meat lay untouched in a tidy row, but I couldn't help but recall Ragu picking up one and eating it. I sat down for a moment and calmed myself. Ragu was correct. Postponing my decision isn't going to help anything. Nothing good will come from just waiting, especially for Senpai. His Fudugong's powers probably won't hold out much longer. I always thought I could keep this up until graduation, but time's running out, isn't it? But that doesn't mean I should be hasty. I need to think about this. This is my life we're talking about. I still need to think about what's best for me. If that means I need to refuse all three, I should do it sooner rather than later. However, if it was easy to make them leave, then I wouldn't have to stress out over it. What should I do? I raise my chopsticks, about to snatch up some lunch, then suddenly, swiftly I see a paw reach in and snatch away a piece of meat from my bento. Delicious. One look at Leopard's expression exposed his white lie. It wasn't delicious at all. I might as well try it, so I pick up the piece of leopard that just consumed the chi from and place it on my tongue. Yep, way too salty. If someone ever tells you that you can't use too much soy sauce, they're wrong. The other pieces were cold and oily. It was better with the rice, but by no stretch of the imagination would I consider it delicious. Moving on, I tried the rest of the meal. The fried veggies tasted metallic, somehow. The biscuit was soggy, and while the seasoning wasn't bad, you couldn't call what what's here at Tamakoyaki anymore. As I was thinking over how it didn't turn out too well, Leopard's paw reaches over to the bento, snatching another 2 pieces of meat. But, Leopard, is it okay for you to eat that? Ragu already had a bite after all. Because Liao made this. It's not that good. Because Liao made this. There's no need to force yourself just because of that. Because Liao made this! He just keeps saying the same thing over and over again. Why is he always so determined? Really, it's okay, you don't need to force yourself. Someone already had some and it's not even that good. I don't expect you to eat it. But I want to eat. I look down at the mess of a bento I made. It doesn't taste good and it doesn't look good either. Leopard takes another piece of meat, including some veggies with it this time as well. He never eats veggies. Before I knew it, he took another mouthful, then another. Before long, he'll have eaten the whole thing. Considering the quality, it would be rude to not follow his lead, so I proceed to dig in, eating the whole thing quietly before finishing up by clipping the lid back on the bento box. Once we finish eating, I pack up the leftover rubbish. We have to keep the field clean after all. Senpai pulls out a bottle of juice and passes it to me. I take a swig and lay it down against a rock under the tree, taking in the breezy scenery around me. Clouds have gathered over a distant mountain peak, creating fog in shades of white and grey. A thick haze obscures the lush forest underneath. Even though it's spring, cold air still blows through these mountains. I zip up my jacket and let myself relax a little. As I look up, I see some tongue flower petals drift down onto my shoulders. I brush them off, leaving them to fall on the picnic blanket below. Brilliant white petals snow forming around me, one petal at a time. Yao, you want to bring some of the tongue flowers home with us? Home? But where would we put them? I watched the petals fall on the picnic blanket. Senpai made them blossom just for me. The fallen flowers didn't have stems, so I guess a vase wouldn't even work.
For flowers like this, placing them on a plate with some water should suffice. In that case, they should keep nice for several days.
Huh? Really? I imagine a picture of serenity as the tongue flowers drift across the water on a nice little place on my bookshelf. But how do we get them home without crushing them? That's the problem. They'd get crushed in a bag, but maybe if we wash the bento box and put them in that? Wouldn't they just smell like food then? Shame I didn't bring any soap. Wait, what kind of person would bring soap to a picnic? Packing an extra box would make more sense. Senpai gathers the flower petals into a small pile, about the size of her fist. They're beautiful, but I couldn't imagine how to keep them pristine during the trek back home. As I watched Senpai gather more flowers, I thought through what to do. This lasts just a moment as my attention shifts to Leopard walking over to the tongue. Before I knew it, Leopard throws the flowers up into the air, holding his paws around the flowers as if he were about to catch them as they fell. However, none of the flowers fall back down. Instead, Leopard must be using his powers to suspend them in the breeze. Wow, Qa'Rajh, that's a cool move!
Quite the waste of your divine powers.
Leopard looks around a bit while keeping the flowers suspended over his paws. Soon enough, Senpai comes over with his backpack. I'm gonna snatch this up as a thumbnail because it's good. It's not as risque as the one from the hot springs, but it brings a bit of flavor. And I like the detail of it, so let me just see. Hide UI, yes, and print screen. I'll just have to edit it in Photoshop, but that's fine. Did I read that? Yeah, I did. Qa'Rajh, can you keep the flowers floating around inside my bag? Yes. All the way down the mountain? Yes. Yeah, 3 cheers for Qa'Rajh! Now we can take the flowers home thanks to him! Senpai dances happily around Leopard. It's nice to be able to take the flowers home and all, but does he really need to be that excited about it? Hey, yeah, I was going to decorate the room with these blossoms! I guess so. And whenever you see the blossoms, you'll think of me! Why would I? Because I'm the one who thought to bring them home! I mean, Leopard's the one who's actually letting us be able to bring them home. But... Don't you think I'm beautiful just like a tongue blossom? How so? Senpai Senpai is frozen with shock, so I walk over and help Leopard open the bag so he can float the petals inside. Liao, do you like flowers? I guess so. It's a long way up here, but if anything, it's a nice idea to bring them back as souvenirs for the trip. I zip the backpack back up. The bag is kind of full already. Are the flowers really floating around inside? I wonder if they'll end up getting crushed during the way walk home anyway. I'm not sure, but Leopard's face remained unchanged, so I guess it's okay. Well, now that we've gotten souvenirs, we should head back, right? But it's so early! Are there any more places to see? We could always try the trail and see if it leads us to any pretty places. I guess Senpai's idea isn't bad, but it took ages for us to get here. I'm just worried about going out too far at this point. The paths are well marked, but I'm still afraid of getting lost. We don't really know where those paths go, and we'll be in big trouble if it gets dark and we can't find our way back. It's just a bit past midday. I just don't want to go too far from the metro station. Yeah, you're right. Getting lost out here would suck. But since we have extra time, we can catch the metro back and still go and check out some of the shops before dinner. Yeah, sure. Senpai and I plan out our trip back down the mountain. As we backtrack our steps on the map, none of us mention our encounter with that weird god of soil. I wonder if it was awkward for all of them too. Alright, everyone head back to the station. Everyone ready to head back to the station? I start packing up the remains of our picnic. Afterwards, we head back down the mountain. The pathways were narrow here, so we end up walking in a single file. Walking in a line doesn't make it easy to strike up conversation, but I guess all of us had something to think over in our heads after today. It really was a lot quieter than on the way up this morning, but words to start a nice conversation just doesn't come to me. Ragu, do the other Yaoguai really think that I'm just keeping these three around just to take advantage of them? I mean, I don't know any of these Yaoguai, so why should I care what they think? That doesn't stop me from feeling annoyed over everything they think about me, though. But I do care about how those three feel. Do they think that I'm just keeping them around because of some selfish wish to have them all to myself? Probably not. At least, I don't think they do. Definitely not Senpai. After all, he's always the one trying to make everything about romance, not me. But I guess it would be true that by not deciding anything with him, he just ends up trying to please me, trying to make me want to like him. Tiger and Leopard wouldn't think like that, would they? Tiger knows me. He knows my troubles. He knows my likes. But even then he says he's not interested in romance. Leopard doesn't speak much, but he's always there when I need him. Could it just be because he wants me to go with him? Or could it be more? Does he even know what romance is? Ragu said that gods don't have set genders. In his own eyes, could Leopard be a girl? Would that make it better? Maybe it's just weird. Leopard really does just seem like naive. He couldn't possibly have those kind of thoughts. But I've still held back on making any promises with him. I wonder how that makes him feel. I should ask him what he really thinks if I get the chance. I look around towards the three of them, walking single file this narrow and winding mountain path. Some distance separates each of us. Will this be a good time to ask them? But how am I going to do it? It's embarrassing, but I gotta just suck it up and go for it. Ooh, this might be important. So we'll save that for the next episode. Bet you didn't see that coming. So sorry this one got a bit longer, but I felt like essentially playing out this, if you can say so, chapter, quote unquote. It's a bit harder to say when there isn't marked down chapters as there were in the way the Grisaya series, at least those that I played, how they are lined up. So it's a bit more finicky with how to where to make the cut. Like, I don't want a conversation that fits into one day to be split apart from that day as a chapter, if I can avoid it. However, this choice seems very important. It seems very big, and it seems like it would be a good choice for the starting the next episode. I don't know how far into the story we are. I don't know how much is left. I don't know how much my choices affect this game. I'm just playing it essentially by heart. So I hope you are enjoying the story. I definitely am. It's definitely a different take on the classic visual novel, and it's nice to have something that isn't just your classic harem setting all the time. The Fruit of Grisaya and the Grisaya series have a harem setting, but they also have a lot of story added to them. It's not just about the romance. It's a lot about Yuji's life, essentially, beside the romance. The romance is like a bonus, but it's not the main dish, so to say. And well, I like that that it takes a different spin on the idea of romance, and well, it certainly is a nice story so far. I am really enjoying it, even if I may seem a bit confused at times. But that's mostly because it takes me by surprise, these sort of plot hooks, and I expected Ragu, as he showed up, to be a more scheming character, one trying to play a prank, which, granted, he might still be. But in the end, I think that it was the right thing to make this episode this long, even though the others have only been around 20-25 minutes, and I'll try and keep them in that length, but there really wasn't any good place to cut earlier, and so I don't. The way that I like to make videos is essentially to make it feel like a whole episode. So I really don't like cutting up dungeons or chapters in two if I can avoid it. Sometimes I have to, but usually I can avoid it. So yeah, that's getting a bit technical with how I edit my videos. But anyway, until next time, take care.